touched up. Went to those Guardians games where it was
even
one
like,
win, but
think of the bat flip game is like they didn't win a game at home until the decisive game.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
so
they dropped everything.
One of the other cool things about this run is that people have been able to go watch 2 Yankees games where it's pandemonium and celebration, and now you get a couple of games against the Mariners, which originally started with 2 losses.
Yeah, they're 4-2 at home.
But that's it. You've gotten 4 home wins, and yeah, I'm lucky enough to be at all those. That's kind of changed my ledger in terms of the record at home. But that's not something, like, if you were at the bat flip game, you had that, I know what it's like to be in the stadium when things are rocking and going nuts. If you were at the wild card game against Baltimore, you really have the true understanding of, I know what it's like to be in that stadium going nuts. But now there's 4 others that get added to the tally. This is actually different than those other runs where most of us were celebrating in bars.
Yeah. The wild card one's so fascinating. I'd be curious your take on this. It's like the wild card game is not as important as the bat flip. The bat flip helped them get to the ALCS, and again, they hated that team. There was a lot of emotion in that. George Springer punched to get to the World Series, but the one thing that the wild card home run had going for it, and this is something, Joe Carter obviously won the World Series. It's impossible to hit a bigger home run.
And I did this yesterday. It's
impossible.
You can't do it.
Yeah, like short of a game going to like 18 innings or something like that, and you walk it off. It's impossible to top the Joe Carter one.
You're by 3 and you hit a grand
slam. If you're in your backyard as a little kid and you line up a scenario that's the Joe Carter scenario, you're like, that's a little convoluted. Maybe there should only be 1 runner on base. Anyway. So the wild card thing that it had going for it, and again, maybe it's because that's the one that I was there at as a fan, and I wasn't at the bat flip, and I was at the Springer one as media. But it's also, you don't have to. The Springer one, after it calms down, everyone is then like, oh, there's 9 outs again.
Yeah,
or it's 6 outs again. And the Edwin one, it's like, it's done. You walked it off.
Yes.
A walk-off has like a specialness of like, there is no other shoe that could possibly drop. Again, it's 4. It's number 4 behind those other ones.
It's clearly 4.
But as a celebration moment, you didn't have to like take the beat to be like, oh yeah, there's work to do still.
For me, it's the clear number 2 in terms of things I've seen live, because I wasn't at bat flip.
Yeah.
You're right in the sense of the party was different. It was basically, he hit that ball in the air though, and no one even knew that it was a home run, because you just needed the fly ball to catch the runner
fly
from
walks
third.
you off.
So as soon as he put the ball in the air, everybody was like, we had some guys beside us that had popcorn, and my kind of like memory of it was just popcorn and beer everywhere, and hugging McKee and jumping up and down, and then just like
you were at it with McKee, eh?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And it was like a full blown, just everybody losing their minds, and then the chance, and it was fun. It was really fun. The big difference for me though with this is that 2016 team, if people are honest and you were there and you remember it, everybody was bitching and crying about how wild card isn't playoffs and this team isn't the same, and they kind of limped to the finish line, and there was not the same excitement in the city, and it was the same thing. So I bought a sheet to the 2016 run thinking I was going to do the same thing in 2015, which is, okay, I'm going to basically sell these to friends and family and not go for the whole run, but I'll have tickets that, because I can afford.
You're locked in at face.
Yes, locked in at face, bought it. It was easier to get then too, by the way.
You buy a 10-game flex pack, I think you got early access.
Yes, whatever. I think I just had gone to enough games or whatever that I had the early access that blah, 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 blah. Who cares? That's not important. People didn't love that team the same way, and they got on board as the playoffs went on. They beat the Rangers, and it was sort of like, oh, right, we love this Toronto Blue Jays
But it was an
team.
encore act.
Yes, but this group that we're seeing now, it really does feel more like 2015, where the fan base cares so much more about this group than any other one that I've ever seen. And even the difference, and this is going to sound harsh as an unk, this Blue Jays team is more likable than the 2015 team. The 2015 team was our jerks.
Yes.
They were our jerks. They were getting it into it with everybody else. It was like Donaldson and Bautista.
Before they cut him, there's a very famous Danny Valencia sitting along the thing, chirping another team that we can't repeat on air. But like that was the whole attitude. So what?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, that was it. They were very adversarial, and that was cool. I'm not I'm not trying to denigrate that whatsoever. But this Blue Jays team, because it's like, it is the misfit crew. It is the weirdo squad. They just did this without Bo Bichette and the number one guy they brought in free agency.
Do you want me to wrestling it for you?
Yeah.
2015, they were the heels. Now they're the baby faces.
Yeah, that's it. It's nice it's fun to cheer for John Cena.
Tiny, small market Toronto Blue Jays, who are only fourth in payroll up against the evil giant Dodgers.
Yeah. That is, by the way, a super fun narrative going into this thing of how everyone in America is rooting for the Blue Jays because they all hate the Dodgers and how much they spend. When in reality, it's like the Jays tried to get Juan Soto.
And
the
Shohei.
Jays tried to get Shohei.
Sasaki.
They might have offered Shohei. Well, they did factually offer Shohei more money if you do the real-time dollars versus the future dollars. They tried to get Sasaki. Yeah. Like they're the fourth highest payroll in baseball. They look like they're only going to keep spending more. This is why, again, I'll hammer this home every single show is if you are a real Blue Jays fan, you have rocks in your head if you think you want a salary cap. Like if you've looked at what the Toronto Maple Leafs have done and what the Raptors are right now, which, by the way, we're going to get into that preview still in a second here.
Sure.
God, we got to do that. You do not want a cap. Anyways, subscribe to this podcast, leave 5 stars, do all those things. Reach out to me anytime on Twitter and Instagram at JD Bunkis. I definitely want reflections today. I still am trying to go through the DMs. Quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll do some Raptors season preview. All right, Raptors season starts tonight. Apparently, the game on Friday is being moved. Big time Super Sports Friday. Leafs play, Raptors play, Blue Jays play, and everybody will be focused on only one of those teams.
Did the Seahawks win on Monday, by the way?
Yeah, they did.
Okay. Because I know it was like Monday was like a big Seattle thing because they had the Kraken going too and Seahawks on Monday Night Football. But
they dominated.
I'm so like not locked in on football right now that I have forgot to set a fantasy lineup twice, which is very unlike me. And I only got to watch the Jags embarrass themselves this week because it was the 9:30 Wembley game.
I would like to tell you this. I am still locked on everything, all right? Yeah. Nothing's getting by me. I'm still locked on football, and when I'm back to 2 hours when the Blue Jays are done, don't worry. You boys stay
but you're
locked.
Always locked in on everything.
Boys staying locked.
It's the hardest working man in the building.
It's not work when you love it. Okay, so Raptors.
Yeah.
Season starts tonight. Very easy in terms of the way I'm going to set this up. Biggest story of the season to you is what?
Yeah, I think it's figuring out who the odd piece out is. And I don't want to set the season up in like a negative way.
That's an interesting way to put it, though.
Yeah.
That's not the way I have it.
Something is going to give in this long-term build. It's going to be fun. They're going to be better than they have been the last couple of years. They're actually going to be trying to win. So outside of that first 10 games of the schedule where it's really tough and they already have injuries and stuff like that, they're going to be trying to win. You're going to be evaluating this team like a real team. You're not going to be doing it like the last year and a half where it's kid gloves and everything's development and they're starting Colin Castleton and Orlando Robinson and stuff like that.
They have been throwing around the word development a little too much.
A little too much for year 3 of the build and year 5 of Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes has a max contract now. RJ Barrett's on the deal he's on. Emmanuel Quickly's on the deal he's on. Brandon Ingram's on the deal he's on.
I want to hear development with Colin Murray Boyles. I don't want to hear about and I get it. Like
Jacoby Walter,
journey, and everyone should continue to get better. But
but Grady Dick is in the pay me year. Year 4 as a rookie scale, or his 4th year option got picked up for next year. This summer is when you get the extension. So not to frame what'll be a positive step forward as